I still cannot believe we've made it all the way through season 1 of Two Sentence Horror Stories. And to be honest, I can't believe how weird it feels starting a video by not reading a two-sentence horror story. But, here we are. I know 8 episodes isn't a lot to watch, but when you're talking about a show this bad, 8 episodes can feel like 808 episodes sometimes. But I couldn't have done it without you guys. Well, okay, I probably could have, but I doubt I would have wanted to. And instead of just jumping right into season 2, I thought it would be fun to do a season 1 recap video. We'll go over current standings and scores, some of the high and low lights from season 1, and even a cool little segment with the editor. We'll kick it with the editor. Here's what our current scores look like for season 1. You can see episode 6 is our high score at the moment, and episode 8 is our lowest score. So we really ended the season strong. I did not expect, though, to have 2 episodes score in the single digits right out the gate, I'll be honest with you. And I know it sounds foolish because I'm the one giving the scores, but until I did this whole recap thing, I had basically completely forgotten the scores. Which, speaking of, it might be worth taking a moment to break down what my scoring criteria actually is. It's quite simple. I literally just give the episodes a score based on the level of enjoyment they were able to provide me. This is not a quality-based scoring system, that is for sure. Those episodes that managed to squeak out slightly higher scores, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they were not good in the traditional sense. They were not well made, they didn't have good stories, nothing like that. They were just bad in a way that made me laugh and feel entertained. What may surprise you even more is that I think my favorite and least favorite episodes from season 1 aren't even reflected in the scoring. Okay. They kind of are. My favorite was, in fact, episode 6 tutorial. I'll be honest with you. It was good. It was good in a bad way. It was good bad. That's the one I would willingly watch again, and even I would make my friends and loved ones watch with me. I found it genuinely enjoyable for the wrong reasons, of course. My least favorite episode was not 8, despite it scoring the lowest, which makes the scoring system a little bit questionable, but zip it, buddy. Episode 5, Scion, was damn near unwatchable. That was the hardest episode to make. It took me several tries to even actually watch the episode through. And upon rewatching to, revisit, and it was painful. And looking back, I feel like I should have scored it in the negatives. Like, I wish that I could retcon the score to be like -17. I would rather have every single one of my tattoos removed with a vegetable peeler than watch episode 5 again. Now for the fun part. Favorite and least favorite moments from season 1. And I think the editor and I should both pick 4 favorite moments and our absolute least favorite moment. I'm curious how they'll line up. As of recording this, I have no idea what his will be.
Go crazy! Go stupid! Go stupid! Go crazy! Yeah! FBI, open up! Oh! Ew! What the?
I'm not going to rank mine. These are just 4 moments that I loved in no particular order. First off, I gotta go with the ghost sliding up the stairs in episode 3. I gotta give that a shout because this moment made me full on wheeze laugh, to the point where I was not breathing, and I probably replayed it a dozen times. I don't know if I did it justice in the actual episode 3 of how funny I found this, but I don't know that I've ever seen horror swing and miss quite so hard before. I mean, that was one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time in a show. My next one comes from episode 6, and it has got to be the hammer swap. I mean, come on, how could I not give it a mention? How did they think that people would not notice her hammer being switched for a rubber mallet? That kind of just terrible editing is rampant in this show, but I think episode 6, Hammer Time, that's not the name of the episode, but the Hammer Time moment in episode 6 shows off the editing problems the best of anything we've seen. Third one is actually a throwback all the way to episode 1, which feels like 10 years ago, when the main character shows up to work and just starts tearing apart the flowers left on her desk without even looking at the card. In my headcanon, those were left by her coworkers who knew she was going through a tough time, and they just looked on in horror as she destroyed their expensive floral gift. Last, but certainly not least, is Grandma falling down in episode 7. They were so close to having a creepy moment with this old lady scurrying through the door towards the kid. I mean, old people are inherently frightening, after all, but they threw that shit right out the window by just having her comically fall down. My brain, when I see this, just auto plays cartoon sound effects over it every time. I watch 1,000 times and it'll be a new cartoon sound each time. Now for least favorite. Probably not too surprising, but my least favorite moment comes from episode 2, when the creepiest coworker of all time kidnaps our traumatized main character. Dude pulls her into a room, he locks the door, he starts touching on her, all for the stupid reason of telling her he got a new job and wants to be friends after he leaves the company. Terrible, horrible, villainous, and disgusting. I know I've already said this, but I had a blast with season 1. I'm also not playing it up at all when I say that I'm genuinely excited to start watching season 2 of this show. Before making this series, I had seen a few random episodes from season 1, but I have not seen anything from season 2, so I'm going in completely blind. And I've got some new ideas for the season 2 videos as well. I think they're going to be big time, fun time, and I'm looking forward to them. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with season 2, episode 1 very soon. See ya!